In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to turn your idea into a profitable online product. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video and comment, and don't forget to also share with any other entrepreneurs who will benefit from this video. Hello, good evening everyone. How are we all doing? Happy Monday. Yes, it's Monday today. So I am just gonna give it a few minutes, let people join, and then we'll get into it. All right, so welcome. Welcome everyone to this live. If you are joining live, then let me know, give me a wave, comment a hashtag live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, then put hashtag replay. And yeah, it'd be really cool to find out what you think about today's live, and just let me know any questions as we go along as well. So welcome. Hi everyone, happy Monday. Hope you've had a really good day. What have you been up to? So today is in the UK. We had a bank holiday Monday because it was the Queen's funeral. So we had that on in our household. We were watching that in the background while I was doing other things. I was doing my eldest daughter Elsie's hair, getting back to school, so getting her ready for back to school, getting her ready for her birthday, which is coming up this Friday. So that's what we did today. So kind of a chilled day, but let me know in the comments how your day has been. Did you watch the funeral, or did you even make it into London if you're based in the UK? Let me know. So another thing that would be really cool to know is, where are you joining from? Let me know in the comments, where do you live? What is your hometown? Yeah, just like to connect, like to know where people are joining from. So welcome everyone. Good evening. So let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what have you been up to today, and then we're gonna get into it. So thank you so much for joining me today on this Monday evening. Just an introduction for those of you who don't know who I am. I am Funmi, and I'm a coach for female entrepreneurs, and I help female entrepreneurs to launch profitable online digital products. And in today's live, we're going to be doing a series of lives over this week, but today's live, we're going to be talking about how to turn your idea into a digital product. So if I'm looking off to the side, it's because I've got notes written down, because I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. So I'll be looking at my laptop just to make sure that I cover all the points that I want to cover today. So as we go through the live, I'll be asking you some questions, but also please feel free to ask any questions that you might have, just so I can make sure that I answer those as well. So who is today's live for? So like I said, it's for female entrepreneurs. People might think that, oh, it's just for coaches or for consultants or service providers, but it's actually for anyone who has a skill or expertise. So let's qualify that. So if you've been in the corporate world for a few years and you work in a certain industry, you've developed a certain skill, a certain set of expertise, then you have something valuable on your hands to turn that into a digital product. So this isn't just for coaches and consultants that you might see on Instagram or Facebook. It's for anyone who has a skill or expertise that they have learned over the last few years. So what I really want to make sure is that today's live is really informative for you, that you get lots of nuggets that you can take away for yourself. So please make sure to take notes if you want, so you can make sure that you really get everything that you need from today's live. And of course, this will be saved, so you can always go back to rewatch if you need to. So welcome. Don't forget to let me know where you're joining from. So we're just about to get into the meat of today's topic, which is how to turn your idea into a digital product. So as I said just a moment ago, is that if you have knowledge, if you have skills, there are people out there who are willing to pay for the knowledge and the skills that you have accumulated over the years. So let's say that you are in the field of tech, right? Let's say you're a data scientist, for example, or a data analyst, and you've been doing that for a few years. Now, there's lots of people that are trying to get into that field right now. So what could you do? You could put together like a mini course, a training that somebody would pay you for, to show them how to get into that field, because they themselves, they don't know where they should start, what information to look for. So you could be that person that solves that problem for them. So that's just one example of how you can turn what you know that to you might just be second nature, you can turn that into an online product. So, hey Susanna, Londoner joining from Manchester. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. And just being Melissa, recently moved from London to Ghana. Oh, you moved at a great time, because the weather is just about to turn in London, as I'm sure that you remember that, we're going into autumn. So thanks for joining, guys. So as I was just saying, you have a skill, a set of expertise that somebody is willing to pay for, because you can solve a problem that they have. Now, the knowledge industry, which is what we call this big industry of where coaches are, anybody who has a skill or a service that they sell, we call this the knowledge industry. And that is set to be worth $1 billion a day. So what does that mean? That means people are going to be spending that amount of money, that it accumulates to $1 billion a day. Now, we can all be a part of that, right? We can all be privy to that money if we turn our idea into a digital product in the knowledge space. So I just want you to kind of bear that in mind, that there is room for everyone to turn their idea into a digital product, because there are always people out there looking for what you have to sell. So the first question that I want to answer is, how do you find the right market fit? Right? How do you know that you have something that is valuable to somebody else? So you want to make sure, first of all, that you have an audience that is big enough. So people that are looking for the solution that you have to sell. You want to make sure that there's a big enough group of people who have a problem that you have the solution to. So you want to make sure that you're not doing something abstract and obscure, like waking up in the middle of the night and you think, oh, I've got this idea, and nobody's doing that. Well, there might actually be a reason why nobody's doing that. It's because potentially there might not be the demand for that. So you want to make sure that you go into a space that people are actually buying that solution that you have to offer. Now, some people might think, oh, well, this industry is saturated, or that industry is saturated. That might be the case, but that's not a bad thing, right? Something that I heard very, very recently is that the bottom of that market might be saturated, but the top is not. And the top being the most excellent people, the people that are at the top of their game. So it's not saturated at all. It just means there's lots of people that are buying that solution, and there's more than enough space for you to provide a solution to that problem. So you need to make sure that you find those people, and then the next thing you want to do is do some research to find out what other people that are your peers who are also serving that market are doing. So we call this market research. You might have heard this term already if you ever did anything to do with business or economics in school or A-levels. You want to make sure you do your market research. So you can do a very quick search on either Instagram or Facebook, Google, TikTok, all those social media platforms. YouTube is an excellent one to see what other people in the space are offering. What kind of programs are they offering? How are they getting out to market? How are they providing value to their audience, right? So it's not about copying, it's just about seeing what is out there and seeing potentially what gap you could fill. So who could be your ideal customer based on what you know, based on who you are, who is the person that you want to service. And then you want to really get a sense of the kind of language that your ideal customer is using. So the people that you are trying to sell to, you really want to make sure that you know them intimately. So you want somebody who is your ideal customer to see what you are offering or hear what you have to offer and think, how does she know what I'm thinking? Is she in my house? How did she get into my brain? And the way that you can find out those things is by, for example, if you go on YouTube, like I mentioned a moment ago, if you watch the YouTube videos of other people in your space and look at the comment sections and see what people are commenting, because a lot of the time people will share what they might be struggling with or why they found certain videos helpful. So these are the kind of ways that you can find out what people are actually struggling with and how you can provide a solution to their struggles, and then that way making sure you have something that you can sell that people actually want to buy. Now, it's not just about what you think that the market might want, it's about what the market actually wants, right? I'm going to say that again. It's not just about what you think the market wants, it's about knowing what the market actually wants. So people will buy from you because they care about their problems. They care about themselves. They care about the outcome that you can provide for them. So they want to achieve a transformation. And if you cannot clearly show that you provide that transformation, they will not buy from you. So if you think, right, okay, I'm going to come up with this great program. It's going to be this many weeks long. It's going to solve this problem. It's going to do this. It's going to do that because I think it's amazing. But you've not spoken to anyone in the market. You've not spoken to anybody else out there. You've not seen anybody else doing that. Then that might not be the right offer. That might not be something that people actually want to buy. Hi, Nima. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Ngoni as well. Jade, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks, Michael. So as I was saying, so you want to make sure that you have a product that people actually want to buy. So again, like I was just making that example of the YouTube videos by looking at the comments that people are making, you really want to tune into what people are asking. You want to tune into the kind of things that people are saying in response to the YouTube videos, the kind of value that they get, because that is what you want to solve. Another way that you can also find out what the market wants is by doing interviews, right? So you can say to people, I'm currently offering free coaching sessions, if you're a coach, for example, with 3 people, and you can really be quite specific of who you're looking for. You can reach out to your network, you can reach out to your Facebook family, you can reach out to Instagram. Try to get people that you can basically just have a conversation with and ask them open and honest questions that help to inform you what the market wants. But it's really important that you speak to people who actually fit your ideal customer. So you don't want to speak to friends for the sake of speaking to friends. You want to speak to people who fit the criteria of somebody who's going to be likely to buy from you in the future. And then you really want to make sure that you find out what their pain points are, right? This pain points thing, you might have heard it as a marketing term, but it's a really important term because people need to be taken from pain to pleasure. You want to be thinking about what is keeping somebody up at night. So for example, let's talk about the fitness space because that is my background. So there are people who literally are thinking, I cannot lose 10 pounds and I would give anything to be able to lose 10 pounds. My clothes don't fit. I feel so unhappy because of this extra weight that I've got on, whatever it might be, right? But it's to do with that 10 pounds. Now, if as a fitness coach, you can say, I will help you lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks. That is a solution to somebody's problem. So they are up in the middle of the night or struggling with this on a daily basis because that is what they are truly desiring, is to lose that 10 pounds. And if you can say quite clearly that you help people to lose that 10 pounds in a desirable time frame, you have a customer, right? So you have to really think about what is it that's keeping people up at night, what is going through people's heads, what is it that people really want to have a solution to, what problem can you solve? So that is what you have to bear in mind when it comes to creating your offer. And then we want to do something called creating a value ladder. So I'm going to explain a little bit what that means. You might have seen ads on Instagram or Facebook where somebody's offering you a free download or a free masterclass or something that is free that then asks you for information. So it might be your name, your phone number, or your email address, or all three. Right? And then you start getting a series of emails from them. And then those emails, they start to invite you to either join a program or to buy something else from them, right? And what they've done here is they've built up on this thing called the know, like, and trust factor. They have gained your trust by asking for permission to speak to you with a product that we call like a low ticket offer or even a free gateway offer. Right? So that's at the bottom of the ladder. That's the lowest rung on the ladder. And so to you, all you've had to do is to give them some information from you, but you're not indicating that you're interested in buying anything. You just want to get to know what they're about by, taking them up on this free offer. And then as they cultivate that relationship with you through the email communications that they have with you, and you might even follow them on social media, so you start to see more about their content, you start to see more about, who they are and what they do, and you start to get to know them. And then that relationship becomes a bit more of a, okay, I'm starting to know that person, I think I know what they're about now. And then they open up an offer to you, which might be maybe not super expensive, but like a mid-ticket offer, what we would call. So between that low-ticket offer and something that's super expensive. They might start offering that to you because they've cultivated that relationship with you, and now they've seen that, okay, potentially you're opening their emails up, or you would have got value from that first product that they offered you for free, and now this next offer will give you even more value and will give you a better solution than the first solution that they offered to a bigger problem that you might have. And then the next thing would be, again, selling you on something else that might be even more expensive, or trying to sell you on something else that's even more expensive, just keeping you on their ladder, and you go up and up and up, and the price of what the offer might be would increase. Why am I telling you this? Because when you are looking to turn your idea into a digital product, you want to be thinking about what is your value ladder. So what is the first thing? What's the thing that you can offer at the bottom of the ladder, i.e. the gateway offer that gets people into your world and gets them to know, like, and trust you. So you want to make sure that you first of all create that gateway offer, whether it's a free download, a free masterclass, or something that's useful that solves an immediate problem that your target audience has. So you want to make sure that you can do that. You give lots of value in a very digestible format. So if it's a PDF, make sure it's no longer than 5 pages. If it's a masterclass, make sure it's no longer than an hour, because again, people's attention span is very short, and you want to make sure that if they don't know you, that they get to know you in that time, but they also stick with you, right? So once they've gotten to know you through that freebie, then you start to obviously cultivate that relationship via emails, via your content, and then you can start to present them with the next offer that you have in your offering, right? So you want to make sure that you build different types of offers in your value ladder to make sure that you get people at the different stages that they might be at in their buying journey. So somebody who knows nothing about you, you want to make sure that you can offer them something at the bottom of the ladder, and somebody who's been there for a little while, has gotten to know you, you'll be able to present them with an offer that you would charge for. But again, knowing where they are in the journey, it might be something that's mid-ticket before you then go to your high-ticket offer. And what it might be is, like I said, a freebie at the beginning, a PDF, a masterclass. Your mid-ticket offer could be like a group coaching program, and your high-ticket offer could be a one-to-one intensive group offer where you really go through a lot of one-to-one coaching with that person to help them to achieve that transformation. And then the next thing you really want to be looking at when you are creating your digital product is your go-to-market strategy. So what does that mean? You've worked on the offers, you've worked on who your ideal customer is. Now you have to actually present the offer to them. You have to go to market with your offer. So you may have heard a term called a funnel, but if you haven't, what a funnel essentially is a customer journey. So it describes what you do to make sure your customer kind of goes on a journey with you from not knowing who you are to becoming a raving fan of yours and buying what you have, but also telling other people about you, right? So there are different stages of the funnel, and there are different offers that you can offer to somebody in your funnel. So I already kind of talked about that when I talked about the value ladder, where when somebody doesn't know who you are and they enter your funnel, they might do that via either content that they might have seen on Instagram or Facebook, or via a freebie that you offered, maybe via an ad, or again also via the platforms that I just mentioned. So they enter your funnel through that by giving you their email address or phone number or name, or all three. You then kind of move them along in your funnel through your communication that you have, and then you start to offer them different offers that you have along the way. So again, I don't want you to kind of get bogged down on how many offers that you need to have, but you do need to have offers at different stages of your funnel to make sure that you always have something for people in a different part of their buying journey. So like I said, for example, you'll start off with a freebie, then you have a masterclass, you might have a mini course, you can have different offers at different price points. So you might say, I want to have a mini course at £97, for example, right? That could be an evergreen course, something that you pre-record once and then people can keep buying. Then you might want to have a group program where you take a group of people through something for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. And then you might want to have an intensive one-to-one 6-month program, again, depending on the transformation that you provide. But again, remembering where people are in the journey, not everybody will be ready for that intensive 6-month program, right? But there's going to be people who want to just be helped at the £97 offer, and you have to make sure that you have something that provides the value for them to achieve a transformation at that value, so that they can then jump up to the next offer that you have further down the funnel. So if you have any questions, please make sure you leave them in the comments, because I know that I might be going through some concepts quite fast. So yeah, let me know if there's anything that you want me to cover. If you're getting value from this, then just drop me the fire emoji. That would be really helpful, just to kind of make sure that I am not losing you. All right. Hey, Jennifer, thanks for joining. Esther, Tony, Lena, Ken Blue. Hey, CJ. All right. So the next thing that I want to then go through is content that converts. So when you are launching your digital product, you want to make sure that you are supporting that launch with content that converts, right? So what do I mean by that? This is content that is attracting the right clients. It's content that speaks to your ideal client in such a way that makes them think, I have to buy what she is selling, because you know your ideal customer so well that you're speaking their language, and so therefore they feel like, okay, I can't hide from this anymore. I feel so seen by what he or she is offering, what they're saying, that I have to buy this product from them, because this is going to give me exactly what I need, right? So you want to be thinking about what platform will you be using, right? So first of all, thinking, where do your ideal customers congregate? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? What kind of content do you like to create? Is it long form content? Is it written content? Is it audio content, right? You have to think about what works for you, as well as where does your ideal customer congregate, and where's the intersection of that, so that you can make sure that you're consistent in the content that you provide. So you want to make sure that you consistently provide content that gives value. So not just posting for the sake of posting, because the algorithm on most of these platforms now is very clever, and they only want you to post content that actually gives value to your audience. So making sure that you speak to your customers' pain points, making sure that you're giving them tips, like really, really good, valuable tips, never feeling like, oh, I want to keep this for my paid program. Always lead with value. Always give more value than you think you should give, because when people see how much free value you're giving, they're going to think, okay, if she's giving that much value for free, what is that paid offer going to look like, right? So you always want to make sure that you're giving lots of value, lots of helpful tips in the content that you create. And making sure that it's a mixture of content, right? So whether it's static posts, i.e. pictures, or whether that's reels or videos, and also on your stories. You want to kind of make sure that it's a mixture of different type of content, because all the different kind of content will speak to your audience in a different way, but also making sure that, again, it hits people on the different parts of the journey that they might be at in getting to know you. So I hope that makes sense when I'm talking about content that converts. Any questions, like I said before, make sure you leave them in the comments. So I did say that these are going to be very short and snappy lives, because I want to make sure that you are able to watch it all in one go. I know we're all really, really busy. So the last thing that I just want to talk to you about is our group program that is launching, and it's called Just Launch, right? So we work with clients at the moment one-to-one in our program called the Dream Client Conversion Game Plan. And we do that on a one-to-one basis. However, we've revamped that and made it into a group program because we want to work with our clients in a group setting, because people get so much more value when you work together with other people. You can keep each other accountable and also ask questions that somebody else might not be asking, but getting value from that person asking the question, because the answers will be shared with the whole group. And why we've created that program is because we know there are so many entrepreneurs who are wondering where to start in their journey, right? So they know, you know that you have a passion, you know that you have a desire, you know that you have an idea, or you might just be thinking, I know there's something else that I should be doing. I'm feeling called to have a greater impact than what I'm having right now. And so the program that we've put together, Just Launch, is a 4-month program that takes you from having that idea to having a digital product at the end of it that you can go to market with and sell. We will give you all the tools that you need to make sure that you create an offer that is irresistible and talking to your dream clients. We'll help you in your go-to-market strategy. We'll help you with what kind of product you should do, what kind of value ladder you should create, how to kind of price your products, how to do your market research, and how to then go to market with that product. I have a question here. What are some of the things that let you know a product is ready for release, even at a free level, e.g. a masterclass that is legitimate and not just a discussion you could have with friends? So a product is never going to be ready, right? Because what we kind of like to say in this space is that done is better than perfect. So you should go out and always test, right? It's always going to be a case of learning as you go. So if you feel like, okay, I know what topic I want to cover, I've done some market research, I've spoken to some people, or I can see this is a common problem that people have, then you go out with it. And the only way that you're going to know if it works or not is by getting feedback. Whether the feedback is people are loving what you've got to share, or it's crickets. But both are good because it gives you real-time feedback, and then you learn from that to then know what to do next time. So I don't think there's ever a perfect scenario and where your product will be fully ready, but you just have to go with it. Because if you kind of wait for when your product is ready or perfect, you will never launch it. But the beauty of being in a program is that you have feedback from people. You can get feedback from people in the program and the coaches who are going through the program with you to kind of give you pointers as to, right, maybe add this, maybe tweak that. Because it is kind of a case of tweaking and testing and then knowing by putting it out there what the response is, right? Because if you kind of just talk to your friends or your network, it might not be the real market response that you actually need, and you will only get that by putting it out there. So I know, not crickets, but sometimes you need crickets to kind of just give you that feedback that you need. There's no other way that I can put it, right? Because when Thomas Edison was creating the light bulb, he had 10,000 ways to know how not to create it, right? So we need to be able to go through that process of trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, because if we stop at the first hurdle, then we will never make it, right? If you think about how many products had to go through so many different iterations before they became the product that we see now, they were not the product that we see now at the start of their journey. So it's just a case of tweaking, testing, and you can only do that by putting it out there. Hope that answers your question, Susanna. So, like I said, our program, Just Launch, is open for enrollment. If you are somebody who is thinking that you have an idea, you want to get something out there, there's something more that you have to give. There is a way that you want to make an impact in your world. There is a business inside of you that you want to start, then this program is for you. So what I would love for you to do is you can send me a DM, you can leave a comment, you can click the link in my bio, and then you can see what the program entails, and we can have a chat about it some more to really find out how we can help you to launch your own digital product. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has been, then please let me know in the comments. Share it with any other friends that you know who are in this space where they're thinking, I want to start something but I'm not quite sure where to begin, and I'd love to have a chat with you all. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, when we're talking about how important it is for you to pick the right niche. All right, have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye.